House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
How's today, everybody? Once again, Jason Salas here, and it is that time of the week where I get to hang out with my two dear friends, Liz and Gina from Remax Diamond Realty. Here we are in a socially distant format with, at least Gina has a very lovely background, courtesy of Remax Diamond. Nice virtual background, Gina.
Yeah, I just learned how to do this week. It's incredible what you learn when you're forced to stay home for a little bit.
Very, very nice. And your outfit matches the background. Very nice. And Liz, that's just your regular, are you at your palatial mansion, or is this your equally decorated
in my office?
Okay, very well. That is the point. And that's what I want to talk about today, ladies, because you are now back at work, and you've adopted protocol for you and your colleagues to make sure that everybody's staying safe, and for you and your clients. But you have been getting back out into the field, and with respect to showing a property, how has that changed, and what's been your experience so far?
Well, at least for me, it's a little more tedious in terms of our line of work right now, because when we schedule a showing, there's a few things we've got to do is call, advise the listing agent that we're conducting a showing, but there's also paperwork that has to be signed prior to the showing. And the paperwork is the waiver of liability for both the landlord and the tenant, if we're or buyer for that case. So there's forms that both sides of the parties that have to complete the forms, just especially now when everybody's very cautious. So we want a release of liability. And then of course, on top of that, in conducting the showings, you're met at the doorstep. You've got your sanitation, you're sanitizing the doors, sanitizing as they go in. But I think the key is making sure we exercise precautionary measures for that. So it appears that in every profession now, there's a protocol. So if you're like the Guam Association of Realtors has their protocol, even the National Association of Realtors have the protocols in terms of the conducting business. Now, after they've lifted the veil of, yes, we can now operate real estate, people have been calling. So we're running around playing catch up. But again, it's not as simple as playing catch up because there are protocols we have to follow.
Now, Gina, of course, you are a perpetual salesperson, and how have these new procedures, and everybody, client and and customer and buyer and seller, everybody understands these are very awkward times we live in, but how has that affected your ability to really make the customer feel at home and like really have them feel like this is the house of their dreams?
Well, I think right now, first, I've been focusing on making them feel safe so that they could go out there and do the showings. So I've been trying to do that by, like, especially if it's my listing, even if it's not my listing. Actually, if it's my listing, I know I've gone out there and I've sanitized. And I tell my customers before we go, don't worry, I'm going to be there. I'm going to sanitize it. I'll wipe everything down. And I specifically believe that it's better to open the windows and doors to keep the air flowing while they're in there looking. But most especially if it's not my listing, so it's another agent's responsibility to do that. I'm still going out there in advance of the showing, and I'm sanitizing, opening up the windows and the doors. And I came back from a showing last week, and I was telling Liz, Jason, I probably can only do 2 showings a day now because my hair was like this. I was drenched in sweat. Because imagine, we're in our gloves. We've got the mask. In this particular home, it was not, it was not lived in. So, and I was trying to clean up before the customer got there.
And this is the life you chose, and this is why you're good at it.
Yes.
Like that, Jason. So when they showed up, I had sweat dripping, and I just looked like a royal mess. And after that show, but at least I told them, hey, the house is safe. Walk around, just look, because I've already sanitized everything, so you're good to go. So I felt comfortable. I wasn't worried about them looking at the house because I know I did my part.
Now, Liz, Guam's small enough that it's all one big market, and what's true in Jigo is probably the same down in Telefofo, but are there any regional differences between, the way properties are being exhibited, and the way they're being like shown off and opened up to potential buyers in different parts of
It's
the
the same no matter where you go, north or south. I think it's more the, exercising caution and making sure that the seller is aware of what's going on, because some of them are not comfortable. And would you believe there are agents also that are still not comfortable, that they're holed up at home until things settle down a bit, because they're concerned for the safety of their families. So we just, want the community to know that we're exercising the precautions, and it doesn't matter, again, as I mentioned, whether your home is up at Jigo or down in Umatic, it's the same. So it's just the protocols to ensure that we exercise the precaution for safety for everyone involved.
Great. Well, and Gina, why don't we wrap up with this? We'll give you the last word if you don't mind, and just maybe a message to clients out there who are in the market and who want to begin looking for the home of their dreams and everything, and what should they think about when they go around as far as their own safety and their own health.
Well, think about this. Think that, understand that the realtors are taking every precautionary effort to make them safe when they go out. And if they don't know what it is that we're doing in advance of them getting there, call your agent and say, hey, we're going to go look at it on this date. What are the protocols? And we are glad to explain it to you so that when you get out there, you're in good hands.
All right. Well, I'm always in good hands with the both of you. So speaking of hands, let's all go wave goodbye to all of our viewers. This is House to Home, everybody. Liz and Gina, safely maintaining their
safe.
distance. Yeah, being safe, being healthy. So we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye, ladies.
Bye.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.